Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of the budget bass boat build. So we've got our materials and we got to start prepping, or rather lack thereof prepping, this budget build here. So I'm going to go over the materials I got and kind of show you what I got going on. This is step 1 of trying to convert this thing over here. We've got Angel Dog supervising as usual, making sure that I am doing everything to code. So let's go over first step on the John boat.
You're watching Florida Man TV. Let's do this.
So if you're unaware of what we're doing here, we want to put in a flat floor down here because this stuff is just hard to walk on. You know, you get down in the your heel falls in here and whatever, right? You get it. It's hard to walk on, right? So first thing we're going to do, or not first, but one of the things we're going to do is deck this front end and make a fishing platform. So we're essentially going to put a piece of wood from here all the way forward. If you've looked at these John boat builds before, you know exactly what I'm doing. I'm just doing what everybody else is doing. And then we're going to put a floor in here so we have somewhere to stand and get up to the deck and not trip over the ribs and all of that. We do need to replace the transom board. We'll do that way later. And this motor plate back here we need to replace. We'll do that way later as well. So let's go over materials. Went on down to the local hardware store here and I picked up some supplies here. My total out the door for this budget build is $167.21, and I did buy a level here. So if you take 20 bucks off for the level, that's 147 in materials. I just needed a nice long straight edge and just needed a level. So what we got going on over here is the 3 different materials for both the platform and the floor. Of course, for the platform you need something really thick, so we got some, I don't know what this is, 15/16 or some garbage. They do these dimensions so weird on this plywood here. 23/32 cat rated sheathing. So 23/32, what is, I don't know, it's 5/8 of an inch or something like that. But just your general old plywood here. Wood is expensive, by the way. This sheet was like, how much was this sheet? The wood, $47, and this little skinny one was $41. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, this big thick one here is going to be for the platform up front right there. And we have some 1-inch foam board. That was 20 bucks. That 1-inch foam board is going to go in between the ribs here to create a flat surface for the sheathing to sit on. So we're just going to do a little piece of floor here, maybe one back here. And for the flooring, I went with this stuff here. This is a finished sheeting. It's pretty thin, right? But surprisingly, it doesn't flex much. If you can kind of see that, there's not much flex in it. And for the small piece that I'm going to be using on top of this foam board here, I think we're going to be good. Now, this foam board is a 0.1% moisture absorption is what it says. So I'm guessing waterproof. I don't know. If it rots, it rots, right? But anyway, this should be good for the floor. I wanted something thin because I want to save as much weight as possible. This board up here is already going to add, I don't know, 40 pounds or some crap to the front. So we want to keep the weight down. Now we got some frog tape here. This is when I do my bottom job. I can make a nice sharp line on the bottom job there and make sure that that looks good. We are going to paint the top and hull of the vessel, or the sideboards. What do they call this? The gunnel, the gangway. I don't know what the hell that is. The side of the boat. We're going to paint in this kind of flat light gray, this matte light gray. So we got 3 cans of that. We might need some more, but I think that'll be good for what I'm doing. We got a little Thompson's water seal in a spray can. I was really happy to find that because I don't really want to seal this too thoroughly. I know people do epoxy resin on these things and your plywood. That makes it like waterproof for 5, 10, 15 years or something like that. But we're going to hit it with some water seal anyway, just so you haters out there don't go all crazy that we didn't seal the wood. We're going to lightly seal it with some Thompson's water seal. Okay, well, there's your intro. What we got to do first is kind of clean the inside of the boat, because what I want to do is paint it first. We got some grimy stuff back here, you know. I just got to clean that stuff out. I am not doing a super prep job, guys. Haters, you've already been warned. I am not sanding it down all crazy. I am not removing all of the grease with a degreaser and all of that. I don't care. It's a $100 John boat that I'm trying to make it a little nicer. And I like the light gray because Florida summertime, it should be a little bit cooler than the green, but who knows. Anyway, just want to kind of put a little bit of color on it, make it a little sportier. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this. Enough talking as I normally do. I got to figure out how to shorten my speeches in the beginning of these videos, but that's what's going on here. You guys have an overview. I'm gonna clean this. I'll be back. Okay guys, it's the next day. It was way too dark to do a film after it was cleaning. You just couldn't see anything. So let's check out the boat after being cleaned. And here she is. You can see that there's a little bit less dirt in there, but do you really see any difference? Yeah, me neither. It's an old boat. That's why we're budget building this thing, because, you know, budget paint, budget build, just it's an old $100 boat. But we did get it a little more clean in the back here. You can see that we got this dirt and grime and stuff out of the back right here, and we are gonna get ready to start doing our paint. Now you may notice really quick that it's sitting on a trailer now. It's not the Hobie's trailer. Hobie's trailer's over there. We did go and pick up a trailer for the John boat, and I've already made the adjustments to the bunks and the adjustments to the front winch and the bump stop and all of that, so that it fits on there pretty good. And as you see, we have it covered in plastic so that I can spray paint this thing and not paint the trailer I just picked up. So budget boat painting is about to commence, and so let's get to spraying. Oh, I forgot, I am going to first take this this transom board off of here and the motor board off of here. If we're gonna do it, we might as well do it kind of half-ass right. And so I'm gonna take those off so I can rattle can underneath it and make sure that those are sealed up and corrosion free. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll be back with a little spray paint time lapse. All right, we got our transom board off here and our motor board off the back. We've taped off our VIN number here, or hull ID number, sorry, and our warning stickers up here, just to kind of give it a more professional look, make it look like we know what we're doing instead of painting right over all the warning stickers. So all that's left to do now, grab a rattle can, shake and bake, baby. Let's paint it. Okay guys, I have grossly underestimated the amount of paint that I would need to do a nice even coat. So I've got to go grab probably 3 more cans, though I'm going to get 4 just in case. If we have an extra can, we can dust a little more on there and cover up any spots. But I think she's going to look a lot better in gray. Hard to kind of tell here with the shadow of the tent, but I think she's going to look pretty good. So I'm gonna go down to the hardware store, get 3 more cans. Hopefully they have 3 more in the exact brand and color, or this project is totally gone to shit. So let's go see if we can get some paint. I'll be back after that. This portion of the broadcast is brought to you by Mountain Dew, our proud... I'm just kidding. That would be cool though, wouldn't it? All right, I've got my paint. Fortunately, they had more at the store, so I'm going to paint the inside of the boat. Really nothing here to waste your time on. We're gonna do the same thing, just cover the whole boat with paint. So I think we're good there. This paint is awesome, by the way. It says it dries in an hour, and I mean, it's quick dry. It dries in an hour, so we might be able to even flip the boat over and do the bottom today before it gets dark. I'm gonna paint this up and I'll show you the finished result. Well, once again, I've grossly underestimated how much paint I needed. I thought for sure 4 cans was gonna be enough. Should have gotten 5, but I had prepared for this when I started painting, and let me show you what I did. So as I was painting along here, I figured the floors are either gonna be under a hatch like this one, or it's gonna be a true floor here and back here probably. I think I'm gonna do a floor here maybe. But so what I did was everything else, even though the benches are gonna be covered with like a C-deck EVA foam, I went ahead and I did all the benches, and I did the side walls on the inside, and I did all of that stuff, and I left the floors for last in case I ran out of paint. Now I did paint this one back here on the floor because I knew I was running out of paint, and this one here kind of gets the most water and stuff, so a little extra corrosion prevention, not a bad idea. But there you go. She is painted up. She is gray now, and we got to let it sit and dry. But not bad for a rattle can job. I mean, you know, where the paint was flaking and stuff, you can see the texture obviously, but I wasn't worried about that. From a distance, say this far, oh geez, almost fell over some paint cans, but from a distance, you know, you're not really gonna see that kind of stuff, and it looks better than the green to me. So I'm gonna move on to another step, maybe cut some foam board, or I'll cut out the rear transom and get a new piece of wood ready for that while this thing dries, and then we'll try and flip it over and do the bottom. Let's see how good of a tape applier I am. Let's see what our stickers look like if we can get this tape off of here. There you go. So a little dab of green still in between the stickers, you know what I mean, but I think that looks better than if we'd have just painted over them. Got our propeller warning sticker back here. A little bit of green, of course, where it's all scratched up. And then our VIN number right there. HIN. Keep saying VIN, haul ID. Also wanted to mention, if you're doing any project, I guess, I've used a lot of spray paint, but this Krylon Fusion all-in-one paint and primer, 5 times stronger adhesion, no peel guarantee, no runs, no drips, no errors. It's actually really nice spray paint. The spray pattern is consistent all the way from the first spray all the way till the can is empty, and you know, it's a little bit thinner spray pattern, but you can control exactly how your coverage is going to be. And they're right, man. It was no runs, no drips, no nothing. It goes on very, very nice. And so I recommend, if you are looking for a really good spray paint. Just doing a little Thompson's water seal on the wood that's cut for the motor mount and the transom board. All right, I got 2 hours of daylight left. I think I'm gonna try and start the bottom job, or at least get the first coat on and let it set overnight if I can't get to coat 2. But I gotta try and flip this girl over by myself, and we lacking in the muscle department. Let's see if I scratch up my new paint job. All right, well, she's upside down. Not exactly how I want it because it's not straight and level, but we're rolling this bottom on here, so it's gonna have to do. I think we can do it if we do light enough coats here. But if I balance it on the fenders, it just slides off. I don't want it to slide off in the middle of my painting. So we're gonna try and prep the bottom just a little bit with a light sanding block, and then we'll show you the bottom that we're putting on it. Okay, I've never gotten a real good look at this patchwork down here. I thought it was just like a crack or something they were filling, but if you can see in here, that edge, essentially this entire keel here, right here, or little rib, whatever you want to call it, it has rubbed completely through, and so they've just filled it inside and out with sealant. Now here's the thing, it's not leaking right there, so I really don't want to mess with it too much. I could probably put a little more 5200 marine sealant in there before I put the bottom coating on it, and I might do that. So I'm going to ponder for a minute if I want to paint this tonight or wait and kind of do some more prep. I'll be back with an update and or an outro. Okay boys, don't do what I'm doing, but I'm going to make a run for it here, and I'm going to try and get this done before dark. It says to do the first coat and apply the second coat within an hour because it dries pretty quick. So I'm going to give it a run. I'm going to see if I can get it done. And so I'm not going to do any patching and stuff here. I might just lay a little Duraback in there. If it starts leaking or whatever, I'll just fill it again. But don't take my advice, do this the right way. It's just, this is such a budget build for me. I just want to get a bottom on it and get back out on the water and fish. So do not take my advice. We're gonna give her a go. Okay guys, we're gonna go with some Duraback 18 polyurethane protective coating, and it's got some pretty good reviews. In the instructions and on the can, it says do not shake, like a lot of times. Stir, stir, stir to mix it. So we're gonna make a stir stick out of this here coat hanger. I'll show you how that's gonna work here in a sec. We do have the boat taped off. I want to try and wrap the bottom all the way down for like bumping into logs and stuff like that. I don't know if we're gonna have enough material, so we're gonna try and start with the top, and then we'll come along the side if we can with our roller here. Time crunch and trying to work with a product I never used before. This is gonna be interesting. Let me get this stir stick ready. We gotta get moving. All right guys, we got our clips off here. That was the hardest paint can lid I ever had to get off of there, but we got it off. Here's our stirrer. I think you see what we did right there. So let's get this thing mixed up. There's rubber in this thing, so what they want you to do is get the rubber particles all mixed up. Alright, doesn't look like much change, but I'm guessing that we've got it stirred up. About to find out. Okay, so my plan here guys is just to pour it on the bottom real quick. Just pour a little bit, see how it's covering. I'll probably go in here first, so in case it runs. Let's see how this goes here. Definitely going to need to get the roller wetter. Wetter? More wet. I got 2 quarts of this because on the Duraback website it says what the coverages are, you know what I mean? And I think I could get away with 2 quarts. But we're going to see if I can. Seems to be going on pretty smooth. Possibly a brush would have been good for getting in the corners here, but it says to put it on kind of thin, you know, don't put it on too thick. We want to get good coverage All right, I think you guys get the idea. Not gonna bore you with watching the whole boat bottom job. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, come back and show you where we're at. Okay, it's starting to get dusk, so I'm gonna show you an update, but you're probably not gonna see the very finished version because it's gonna be too dark to film like it was last time. But we've got the first coat of the bottom on. 1 quart was just right, so I kind of did a light coat or even coat, you know what I mean. It does run, like right here, it'll try and run down, so you got to just kind of keep your eye on everything as you're working towards the back. Keep looking to the front and make sure nothing's dripping down past your tape or anything. But I just kind of did the bottom, and as I was going along, the roller was wet, and so I'd start doing the side, you know, because I don't want the side to drip down here. So I would roll a little bit, do a little bit of the side, roll a little bit, just kind of work it around and even coat it around there. And 1 quart did all the way around the sides, the bottom, and it looks pretty good, you know. A couple little runs and stuff here. I could probably hit that with the roller real quick. But it kind of levels and settles itself out. So there's the first coat on the bottom. And I think she's gonna look pretty good. Now, I may have run this bottom job up a little high on the side of the boat, but you know, I will probably be scraping some little logs and stuff like that. And I think as long as it's a clean black line across the bottom, I know it's higher than the water line, and really you should have it at the water line, but I mean, I think it's gonna look okay. We'll see what you guys think. But I think for this particular video, I'm going to go ahead and sign off because I've got to wait about, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes and then hit that again with the other quart and get its final coat on there. But it's going to be way too dark to film for you guys. So you get the idea. On the next video, I will refresh your memory with an update with the paint and the tape and all that removed. Tape removed, and show you the paint. At any rate, guys, it's been a long, hot day. I appreciate you guys watching the video, and if you like this build so far and you want to follow it, best way to do that is hit the subscribe button. You can do the notification bell if you want to or not, but I would appreciate the subscription for me sweating out here trying to show you this budget boat build. I did forget to mention, shipped, it's like $96 for 2 quarts and a roller for that Duraback. What is it? Duraback. Yeah. So sorry about that. 96, about $100 to do the bottom. So we'll get a final total for you in the later videos. Until then, once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.